My girlfriend told me, "Give up your startup. It's humiliating to date someone without a real job." I agreed. Then I sold my company for $2.3 million. She found out while job hunting when the local news interviewed me. I, 28M, was sitting at my desk debugging code at 2 a.m. when Qley, 26, dropped the ultimatum. We'd been together for 3 years, living in my apartment for the past 18 months. "Marcus, we need to talk about your situation," she said, her arms crossed. I looked up from my third monitor. "What situation?" She gestured around at my home office setup. "This whole startup fantasy. It's been 2 years. When are you getting a real job?" "This is my real job, Qley. We're about to close series of funding." She rolled her eyes. "You've been saying that for months. Meanwhile, I'm telling my friends you're between opportunities because it's embarrassing to admit my boyfriend plays video games all day. I'm building a SaaS platform for automated inventory management. We have 12 enterprise clients." "Whatever," she snapped. "My sister's boyfriend just made partner at his firm. Kelly's engaged to an investment banker, and I'm stuck dating a guy who wears the same hoodie 3 days in a row and calls ramen a business lunch." The contempt in her voice hit hard. This wasn't concern. It was pure disgust. "I need stability, Marcus. A partner who can match my lifestyle, not someone burning through savings playing entrepreneur. I paid for this apartment. I cover our expenses. What happens when your dwindling savings run out? I can't keep subsidizing your dreams with my marketing manager salary." Fun fact, she had never paid a dime toward rent or utilities. Her idea of subsidizing was buying her own clothes and occasionally picking up groceries. Still, I stayed calm. "What exactly do you want, Qley?" I asked. "Simple," she said. "Shut down the startup nonsense and get a real software engineering job. With your skills, you could easily make $200K at a phone company. Then we can start planning a real future. Marriage, house in the suburbs, normal things. And if I don't, then I can't do this anymore."
I'm 26, Marcus.
I'm not wasting my prime years on someone who refuses to grow up. I stared at her for a long moment. Then I spoke the words that changed everything. "You're right." She blinked in surprise. "What?" "You're absolutely right. This isn't working." Her face lit up. She actually hugged me. "Oh, thank God. I knew you'd see reason. When will you start applying?" "I'll handle it. Give me a couple weeks to wrap things up." She practically skipped off to bed, smiling. Meanwhile, I went back to my computer and opened our company Slack. "At channel emergency meeting tomorrow 9 a.m. Big news. What Qley didn't know was that we had been in due diligence with a major tech company for 6 weeks. They wanted to acquire our platform and integrate it into their logistics suite. The negotiations were basically done. We were just finalizing numbers. Her ultimatum's timing?
Chef esquisse.
The next morning, I told my co-founder Jordan everything. "Dude, she actually said it was embarrassing? She tells people I'm between opportunities," I replied. "Brutal. So what's the move?" "We accelerate the acquisition. Push for signing within 2 weeks. That's aggressive. We could probably get another $500K if we drag it out. Worth it. Trust me." I started working 20-hour days, not on job applications like Qley thought, but on finalizing every detail of the acquisition. Legal reviews, IP transfers, employee retention bonuses, everything. Qley was thrilled with my job search. I'd leave early in interview clothes for meetings with lawyers and come back talking about promising opportunities and acquisition terms. "See?" she said. "I knew you just needed a push. My friend's husband works at Microsoft. Want me to put in a word? I got it covered. Thanks though." She started planning our new life.
Wedding Fenwes.
Houses. Pinterest boards labeled future home and dream wedding. 10 days later, the deal closed. $2.3 million for the company, with my 40% stake netting me $920,000 before taxes. Not retirement money, but life-changing for a 28-year-old. I didn't tell Qley. Instead, I said I needed to fly out for a final interview. In reality, I went to sign papers and celebrate with Jordan. When I got back, Qley had practically redecorated the apartment. assuming we'd be moving soon. How'd it go? Did you get it? She asked eagerly. Still waiting to hear back, I said. That weekend, she dragged me to her friend's engagement party. She spent the entire night telling everyone about my upcoming career change and how I'd finally gotten serious about life. Her friend smiled. That's amazing. What company? Before I could answer, Qley interjected. He's exploring options. Several Fortune 500s are interested. The entitlement was suffocating. She'd rewritten our entire narrative. I was now the lost boy she had saved with her tough love. Monday morning, I was having coffee when my phone rang. Hi, is this Marcus Chen? I'm calling about your recent acquisition. We'd love to do a feature on local startup success stories. I appreciate the interest, but I'll need to check with our PR team first. Of course, but wow. $2.3 million at 28. That's incredible. When can we schedule the interview? I'll get back to you. I hung up. Qley was staring at me from across the kitchen. What was that? Wrong number, I said casually, but I could see the wheels turning in her head. She grabbed her phone, probably to Google my name and the word acquisition. I went to shower. 20 minutes later, I came out to find her hyperventilating on the couch, laptop open, and my company's acquisition announcement on screen. What the hell is this? Oh, that? Yeah, the acquisition went through last week. Last week? You sold your company for $2.3 million and didn't tell me? You said it was embarrassing. I figured you wouldn't care about my little startup nonsense. Update 1. The entitlement explosion was instant and spectacular. First came the love bombing. Qley transformed into the most supportive girlfriend overnight. Baby, I'm so proud of you. I always believed in your vision. You literally called it embarrassing 2 weeks ago. I was just pushing you to be your best. Tough love. And look, it worked. The delusion was astronomical. She genuinely believed her ultimatum had somehow caused the acquisition. Then came the planning. Oh God, the planning. She was already on her laptop calculating. Okay, so after taxes, you'll have around $600,000. We can put $300,000 down on a house, $100,000 for the wedding, and $50,000 for a nice car for me. Of course, we're a team, baby. Your success is our success. Interesting, I said, because 2 weeks ago, you were ready to leave me for not having a real job. That was before I knew you were about to close this deal. You should have told me. You said all communication had to go through corporate channels since I was just playing entrepreneur. She tried a different angle. She scheduled appointments with real estate agents without telling me. One afternoon, I came home to find her giving a virtual tour of our requirements to a realtor on FaceTime. We need at least 4 bedrooms, a good school district for future kids, and a 3-car garage. Excuse me, I interrupted. What's happening here? House hunting, silly. This is Garrett from Premier Realty. To Garrett, we're not in the market. Thanks, though. Click. What are you doing? Qley hissed. You mean you're not in the market? I might be, but that's my decision. The mask slipped for a second. Pure rage flashed across her face before she recovered. Marcus, I don't understand why you're being like this. Couples make these decisions together. Like how we decided together that I should quit my startup? She stormed off, but her attempts escalated. I found out she'd told her entire family about our windfall. Her mom called congratulating me, then immediately launched into wedding venue suggestions. Her dad wanted to discuss investment opportunities, aka funding his failing restaurant. But the kicker came when I checked my credit report for an unrelated reason. Someone had applied for a luxury car loan using my information. One guess who? I called the dealership. They'd flagged it as suspicious since the application came from a different IP address than my usual location. Qley had tried to forge my signature on a $75,000 Tesla application. That's when I knew it was time for the nuclear option. While Qley was planning our imaginary future, I had been planning my actual one. I already had a new apartment lined up, movers scheduled, everything organized. But first, a little poetic justice. I created a fake job posting. Senior Marketing Manager, $150,000 to $180,000 salary, described Qley's exact qualifications, even used some phrases from her LinkedIn. Then I sent it to her from a burner email account pretending to be a recruiter. Hi Qley, I came across your impressive background and have an exciting opportunity that matches your expertise. Our client is looking for someone with your exact skill set. Interested? She bit immediately. She spent the next 3 days preparing for the interview. Bought a new outfit, practiced answers, even asked me to review her presentation. This looks great, I said. You'll nail it. Thanks, baby, she said, kissing me. Once I get this job, we'll be a real power couple. Combined income over $700,000. The confidence, the entitlement, the assumption I'd stay. Beautiful. The interview was scheduled for Thursday afternoon. Thursday morning, Qley left at noon for her 2 p.m. interview. I gave her a thumbs up as she walked out the door. The second it closed, the movers arrived. Professional. Efficient. Everything I owned was out within 2 hours. I left all her stuff exactly where it was. Her clothes, her makeup, her Pinterest vision boards. Only took what was mine. On the kitchen counter, I left a printed copy of the acquisition announcement with a sticky note. Congratulations on your new job. Mine worked out pretty well too. Best of luck with your future endeavors. Next to it, I placed a copy of the attempted fraud car loan application with another note. P.S. Forging loan applications is a felony. Consider this your only warning. I moved into my new place and blocked her number. Then I waited for the show to begin. Update 2. The meltdown started at exactly 4:47 p.m. First came the frantic doorbell ringing at my old apartment. Then calls to building management. Then texts from mutual friends. But Qley's best friend, Mira, wasn't blocked. She called me around 6 p.m. Marcus, what did you do? Qley's having a complete breakdown. No idea what you mean. I moved out. She wanted me to level up, so I did. She went to some interview that doesn't exist. The company website is fake. Weird. Hope she finds something, though. The job market's tough. This is cruel, Marcus. She loves you. She loves my bank account. Slight difference. That's not fair. She supported you. By calling my life's work embarrassing? By telling people I was unemployed? By trying to forge my signature on a car loan? She what? Check her laptop history. Tesla configurator. $75,000 Model S in my name. Silence. I didn't know about that. There's a lot you don't know. Like how she gave me an ultimatum to quit my startup 2 weeks before I sold it. Then suddenly became supportive when the check cleared. She's saying you owe her half the money. That she inspired you to succeed. I laughed. She can say whatever she wants. Reality doesn't bend to her narrative. The social media storm started almost immediately. Qley posted a long, tearful story about being abandoned after supporting someone through their struggles. Carefully edited, of course, to exclude key details, like her ultimatum, the insults, and the fraud attempt. Some mutual friends bought it. Others, who knew the real story, called BS. Comment. Wait. Didn't you just tell me last month you were embarrassed by his startup? Qley. I was encouraging him to reach his potential. Comment. By threatening to leave? She deleted the post within an hour. But the real fireworks started when the local news ran the story anyway. They found a different angle. Young entrepreneur overcomes doubts to achieve success. The reporter had done her homework. She interviewed Jordan, some early employees, even a few clients. The piece was glowing. It painted me as the classic underdog, surviving on ramen and determination, building a company from nothing. The kicker? The reporter asked about work-life balance and support systems. Jordan, absolute legend, said, Marcus basically lived at the office. His girlfriend actually gave him an ultimatum to quit right before we closed the deal. Can you imagine? Thank God he didn't listen. It aired Friday evening, prime time. Qley's coworker saw it. Her family saw it. Everyone saw it. Her dad called me directly. You little bastard. You humiliated my daughter on TV. I didn't mention her name. Neither did anyone else. If people connected the dots, maybe ask why the shoe fits so perfectly. She deserves compensation. She supported you. She lived rent-free in my apartment while calling me an embarrassment. That's not support. That's parasitism. We'll sue for half of the money. She inspired you to succeed. For what? Breaking up with someone who committed identity fraud? Good luck with that. Click. He hung up. The legal threats came next. Qley found some ambulance chaser who sent a demand letter, claiming 50% of my acquisition proceeds for unjust enrichment and breach of implied partnership. My lawyer's response was beautiful. One page. It basically said, no common law marriage in this state. No written agreements. No financial contributions from your client. However, we do have evidence of attempted fraud. Proceed at your own risk. We never heard from that lawyer again. 2 months later, the aftermath was even better than the explosion. Qley tried to salvage her reputation, but the internet is forever. The news clip went semi-viral in startup circles. Don't Be This Girlfriend became a meme on tech Twitter for an entire week. She had to go private on all social media. Deleted LinkedIn after someone kept commenting, "How's the job search going?" under her posts. But the best part? She actually had to job hunt for real now. Except every time she made it to final rounds, somehow they'd go with another candidate. Turns out, when you Google someone and find a story about them trying to commit car fraud against their ex who built $1 million company, it's not a great look. She lasted 2 more months in the apartment. The lease was in her name, so I couldn't evict her, but without me covering utilities and groceries, that marketing manager salary didn't stretch as far as she thought. She moved back in with her parents. Still unemployed last I heard. Occasionally posted inspirational quotes about rising from betrayal and knowing your worth. The irony was delicious. I took a month off, traveled, cleared my head. When I got back, I started another company with Jordan, this time building project management software for remote teams. We already have seed funding, already have customers, already profitable. I started dating again too. Met Rachel at a founders meetup. She runs her own design consultancy. On our first date, she said, "Fair warning. I work weird hours and sometimes forget to eat when I'm in the zone." I knew she was a keeper. On our 4th date, I told her the Qley story. Rachel nearly spit out her wine. "Wait, she tried to buy a Tesla in your name? Model S. Fully loaded. The entitlement. At least tell me she had good taste in color. Pearl white. White interior. Ugh. Nightmare to keep clean. Bullet dodged on multiple levels. We've been together 8 months now. She's never once called my work embarrassing. Actually helps beta test features and brings me coffee during late coding sessions. Funny thing about trash taking itself out. It makes room for treasure. Last week, I ran into Mira downtown. She looked uncomfortable. "Hey Marcus, how are things?" "Good. You?" "Fine. Listen about Qley. I hope she's well. She's struggling. Thinks you blackballed her from getting hired. I've never mentioned her name professionally. Her reputation is her own creation. She wants to apologize. Maybe get closure." She already got closure. It was on her kitchen counter with a sticky note. That's the thing about consequences, they don't need your participation to work. Qley wanted me to grow up and get a real job. I did grow up. I realized what real support looks like. And it doesn't come with ultimatums. She thought my startup was embarrassing. Now she gets to explain to every date why her ex's success story includes her as the villain. That's a lifetime subscription to consequences, delivered fresh daily. I'm building another company, dating someone who gets it, and living my best life. The only thing embarrassing about this whole story? How long I stayed with someone who saw my dreams as a liability instead of an asset. But hey, $920,000 is pretty good compensation for 3 years of relationship education. Would recommend. 10 out of 10 life lesson. 0 out of 10 girlfriend.